I will recall the memories of my darkest days spent within the walls of Goucher College, Baltimore. It is a place where dreams go to wither, where hope is extinguished, and where the once promising minds of students are crushed beneath the heel of administrative incompetence. As I stepped onto that campus, I was immediately struck by the lack of security. The dimly lit walkways seemed to whisper threats of danger, and the scarcity of lights made every evening stroll a journey into the unknown. It was as if the college was more concerned with saving a few dollars on electricity than ensuring the safety of its students. I would often lie awake at night, my mind racing with thoughts of what could happen if someone were to take advantage of the lack of surveillance. But the true horror was not the physical danger, it was the sense of disregard that permeated every aspect of campus life. The cafeteria prices were exorbitant, a blatant attempt to drain the wallets of students who were already struggling to make ends meet. And the food itself, a culinary abomination, a travesty of taste and texture that seemed designed to offend the very concept of gastronomy. The smell of stale grease and burnt offerings wafted through the halls, a constant reminder that we, the students, were nothing more than cash cows to be milked and discarded. And then, of course, there were the dorms. Oh, the dorms. Stimson's stairwells were a testament to the college's commitment to neglect, with dust accumulating in thick, gray layers that seemed to suffocate the very air from our lungs. It was as if the administrators took a perverse delight in watching us struggle, in seeing us reduced to mere shells of our former selves. But even the dorms were not the lowest point. No, that distinction belonged to the so-called educational experience itself. The classes were overcrowded, the professors disengaged, and the coursework a never-ending cycle of tedium and despair. It was as if we were trapped in some sort of twisted, academic Groundhog Day, doomed to repeat the same mistakes ad infinitum. And yet, despite it all, the college had the audacity to claim that it was a beacon of progress, a champion of social justice. The hypocrisy was staggering, a slap in the face to every student who had ever dared to dream of a better future. The emphasis on social justice was nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt to distract from the college's own laundry list of failures. I would often wonder as I wandered the deserted halls what the purpose of Goucher College, Baltimore truly was. Was it to educate, to enlighten, or was it simply to enrich the pockets of its administrators? The answer, of course, was painfully obvious. This was a place where students were mere pawns to be used and discarded at the whim of the college's overlords. As I sit here, recalling the darkest days of my life, I am reminded of the words of a wise old sage. A place that does not respect its students will eventually lose their respect. Goucher College, Baltimore, you may have taken my money, my time, and my dignity, but you will never take my voice. I will shout from the rooftops, warning every prospective student of the dangers that lurk beneath your polished facade. So, to all those who would consider enrolling in this institution, I ask, do you truly wish to sacrifice your well-being, your sanity, and your very soul on the altar of greed and incompetence? If so, then by all means, attend Goucher College, Baltimore. But if you value your own self-worth, your education, and your future, then flee from this place as if your life depends on it. For I am living proof that Goucher College, Baltimore is a scam, a con designed to part you from your hard-earned cash and leave you with nothing but a worthless degree and a lifetime of emotional scars. So I beg of you, do not make the same mistakes that I did. Learn from my experiences and avoid this toxic, soulless institution at all costs. What do you?
Dear listener, think. Have you too fallen victim to the false promises of Goucher College, Baltimore? Share your stories, your experiences, and your outrage in the comments below. Let us together expose this institution for the charlatan that it truly is. Opening with a reflective tone, as the bustling streets surrounding Goucher College in Baltimore unfurl before the eager traveler. One might anticipate a harmonious blend of commerce and community, a reflection of the institution's esteemed presence. Yet, as we embark on this exploratory journey through the local businesses, we uncover a tapestry woven with threads of discontent, a stark contrast to the scholarly pursuit enshrined within the college's ivory towers. With a touch of melancholy, our expedition begins within the walls of Nordstrom, a retail giant whose name once evoked images of impeccable service and sartorial elegance. Alas, the experiences shared by patrons paint a different picture, one where customer service seems to have taken an extended sabbatical. From the cold indifference of sales associates to the baffling oversight of sending used items to customers, it appears that the once revered Nordstrom Way has wandered off and lost its path. One can't help but wonder, as they roam the polished aisles, whether the garments are the only things hung out to dry. Shifting to a more critical stance, Lake Point Wellness Center, a beacon of hope for those seeking solace in healing hands, instead greets its visitors with a litany of nickel-and-dime tactics. Here, the pursuit of wellness is overshadowed by the shock of unexpected charges for simple printouts and massages that seem to forget the very essence of care. The stories told are not of rejuvenation, but of awkward encounters and the feeling of being just another cog in a profit-driven machine, injecting a hint of dark humor. Meanwhile, the Lexington Market, a place that should pulse with the vibrant heartbeat of Baltimore, seems to have lost its rhythm. Patrons speak of a market that, despite its fresh facade, fails to capture the soul of its predecessor. Instead, it's a stage for potential danger, where the only dance is one of avoidance, and the music is drowned out by the cacophony of loitering and discord. With a somber nod to the love of books greedy reads, a local bookstore stands as a reminder that even in the hallowed halls of literature, imperfection finds a way. The promise of cozy nooks filled with the wisdom of the ages is marred by a sparse selection and an air of indifference from its custodians. One wonders if the books themselves might whisper warnings to prospective readers, urging them to seek knowledge elsewhere, concluding with a sincere plea for improvement. And so, as we draw our curtains closed on this exploration, we are left with a sense of yearning, a desire for the businesses near Goucher College to rise to the occasion and reflect the grandeur of the institution they neighbor. Let this be not merely a tale of woe, but a clarion call for transformation. For in the heart of every business should beat the pulse of excellence, a commitment to service that transcends the transactional and embraces the transformational. Ending with a hopeful outlook to the traveler, we say approach with cautious optimism. May your journey through these streets be one of discovery, and may you find the rare gems that shine through the murk of imperfection, for it is in the seeking of the extraordinary that we often stumble upon the truly remarkable. Softly, with a touch of whimsy, and remember, dear wanderer, even in the most unexpected of places, there lies a story waiting to unfold, a chapter yet to be written. May your travels be ever in the direction of kindness, quality, and the unwavering pursuit of perfection.
I am looking into crimes near Goucher College, Baltimore. You know, like tourist traps and scams that can ruin your 2-week vacation. I am so sad that these things happen, you know. Businesses near Goucher College, Baltimore are like, they want to make a quick buck off you. Like, they don't care if you're a tourist or not. They just want your money. For example, there was this one case where a tourist got scammed by a fake souvenir shop. They sold him a bunch of cheap stuff, like t-shirts and keychains, and told him it was all handmade by local artists. The tourist paid like $100 for this junk, and when he tried to return it, the shop was gone, just disappeared. I predict the tourist was so angry and frustrated, he probably reported it to the police, but they couldn't do much about it. The shop owners probably just packed up and moved to another location, waiting for their next victim. Businesses near Goucher College, Baltimore are like, they do anything to make a sale. Like they tell you anything to get you to buy their stuff. For instance, there was this one case where a tourist got scammed by a fake street vendor. The vendor was selling like super expensive watches and telling people they were authentic designer brands. The tourist bought one, and when he got back to his hotel,